Hello, welcome to today's class. Today we have this nice exponential equation before us here. Could this be a math-related question? I don't really know, but this should be math-related preparation question. Okay, it will give you an insight to solving math-related challenges. The question is x to the power of 2 or to the power of x equal to x to the power of 16. What then is the value of x here? So let's take our solution. Okay, but before we proceed, if you're new here, this is Math Prowess, and if you've not subscribed, subscribe. Because here we release math challenges all the time, and any of the days we pay to release a challenge, expect to the next day. So how to solve this question? Yeah, ideally, with the power we are having here, it's expected that we look for 16 roots to this challenge. But here we're going to restrict ourselves to only the integer. In other words, we have integer solution and we equally have imaginary roots. But here let's solve for about 3 or 4 integers to this solution. Okay, so the question is this. The first thing we're going to do here is easy. Move this quantity to the left hand side of the equation. So if we do that, this is going to give us here our x here, okay, x to the power of 2 or to the power of x minus x to the power of 16 equal to 0. Again, what we want to do here is easy. We want to factor out x to the power of 16 from here. Is that possible? Yes, we can do that. So let's factor out the whole of this from here. So this is going to give us x to the power of 16 into, if we use this to divide this, what will this give us? We're going to end up having x to the power of 2 or to the power of x minus our 16 here. Okay, then minus, we use x to the power of 16 to divide this to give us 1. Left with 1. Everything equal to 0. We apply the zero product rule whereby we equate this to 0, we equate this to 0. Remember that law? It says that if you have your mn, that is m times n equal to 0, then this is m is equal to 0, or we have our n equal to 0. I want to apply this here now. Okay, so from here, it also means that our x to the power of 16, as our case 1, is equal to 0. So if we have this to be equal to 0, all we just need to do is to take the 16th root of both sides. Okay, so if we do that, of course, this will give us 0. So we're going to have our x1, for our x1 is equal to 0. So let's keep this answer. At the end, we're going to do a simple check for this. Okay, all right, so we take our case 2. So where's our case 2? Our case 2 is this. So let's write our case 2 down. We have our x, all right, you know, x to the power of 2 out to the power of x, then minus our 16, then minus 1 is equal to 0. Move this one to the right hand side of the equation, so we're now left with x to the power of 2 out to the power of x minus 16. This is equal to positive 1. So how do we get our x? Because we have the variable we are looking for, which is x, at the base and also at the exponent. So the simple approach I'm going to apply here is to ln both sides of the equation. Yeah, that's the simple approach I want to apply here. So if I ln both sides of the equation, this is going to give us here our ln, okay, of our x, or to the power of our 2 to the power of x minus 16, then equal to ln of 1. Put this in bracket. Here we're going to apply the power law of logarithm. You remember that power law of logarithm? It says that if you have your log, your m to the power of p, it says move this to this side of the equation to give us here p times our log m here. Okay, you also remember this? So let's apply it here. In other words, we're going to move the whole of this to the side of the expression. If we do that, it's going to give us our 2 to the power of x minus 16, bracket open and close, then into log, this is time, log our ln of x equal to ln of 1. Okay, are we learning something here? Yes. So what we do at this point, we know that here ln of 1 will give us 0. So this is going to give us here bracket 2 to the power of x minus 16 close bracket times the ln of our x equal to 0. Again, we apply our zero product rule. Remember it? Look at it here. So we're going to apply this rule here again. So applying this zero product rule, it means we're going to have another case 1 and another case 2. So let's start with our case 2. Okay. So here we're going to have our case 2 star. So let's say here case 2. Let's take this as case 2 star. Our case 2 star, let's start with this. So we're going to have here our ln of x, okay, equal to 0. So we want to look for s. All we just need to do is to introduce our e here. So this is going to give us here our e to the power of ln of bracket x equal to e to the power of 0. Then our e will go with this because this is ln this e. So our x is left out here. So this is equals to an e to the power of 0 or e naught is 1. So we've gotten a different answer from the first one. So we have our x1 equal to 0 and our x2 now we've gotten it to be 1. Let's take our case 2 star, right? Yes, so we have our case 2 star. So what is our case 2 star? Let's look at it here. Look at what do we have here. So it's going to give us here something easy, right? So we have here our bracket 2 to the power of x minus 16, the bracket equal to 0. So we can open up this to give us here 2 to the power of x minus 16 equal to 0. Send this to this side to give us 2 to the power of x equal to positive 16. So what do you observe from here? We can express 16 in base 2. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have here 2 to the power of x. This is equal to 2 to the power of 4. So the bases are the same, so they will cancel out and equate the exponent. So we're going to have our x is equal to 4. So this is our x3, right? Good. So here we've gotten another answer to this. So in all, what are the value of x that really satisfy this equation that are integer mathematically? So let's bring that out. So we have here, therefore, we have our x1 is equal to, remember we solved for x1 already, which is 0. So we have 0. Then our x2, we solved for x2 already. Let's see it here. So we have this to be our 1. So we have positive 1. And then our x3 is equal to what we just saw for now is just 4. So we have here 4. All right. So these are the 3 roots that will satisfy this equation by integer. But here again, want to do a simple check if all 3 roots will satisfy the equation. So let's take our check. So the question is x to the power of 2 or to the power of x then equal to x to the power of 16. So we're going to take the first one, which is our x equal to 0. Of course, if we put 0 here, then 2 to the power of 0 will give us 1. And here we have x to the power. But let's just go ahead and substitute the value. So this is going to give us here, this now implies our 0 to the power of 2 or to the power of 0 equal to 0 to the power of 16. Right? Good. So here, we're going to have here 2 to the power of 0 will give us what? 1. According to the law of indices, which says that if you have your a to the power of 0, this is equal to 1, provided a is not equal to 0. So if we go by this, therefore, we're going to have here 2 to the power of 0 will give us 1. And 0 to the power of anything will give us 0. So automatically 0 to the power of 1 will give us 0. So we're going to end up having 0 is equal to 16 to the power of 0 will also give us 0. So this shows that the first root satisfies the original equation. Okay, this satisfies the original equation. So we're going to check for case 2, which is 1. So here we're going to have our x to the power of 2 out to the power of x equal to our x to the power of 16. So if we put in 1 here, we're going to have here 1 to the power of 2 out to the power of 1 equal to 1 to the power of 16. Easy, right? Now 2 to the power of 1 will give us 2. Then 1 to the power of any number will give us 1. So automatically we're going to have here 1 to the power of 2, which is the same thing as 1. And on this other side, 1 to the power of 60 will give us 1. So this also shows that the second root, which is this, satisfies the original equation. Again, let's move on to the third root, which is 4. I believe this is where we have some work or some wish to work. So here we have our s to the power of 2 or to the power of x equal to s to the power of 16. So let's put in our 4 here. So this is going to give us here 4, right? To the power of 2 or to the power of 4. This is equals to 4 to the power of 16. Okay, let's continue on this side here. Okay, so from here, let's look carefully here. What is 2 to the power? What is 2? 2 to the power of 4 is 16. So we can now rewrite this as or this now implies that we have 4 to the power of 16 is equal to, already on the right hand side, we're having 4 to the power of 16. So it's equal to 4 to the power of 16. So we're having 4 to the power of 16 equal to 4 to the power of 16, which shows that this answer also satisfies the original equation. All right, so this brings us to the end of this class. And if you learned something from this video tutorial, then give the video a thumbs up. And if you are not clear with any of the explanation or any of the steps, then drop it in the comment section so that we can respond to you for clarity's sake. Again, this is Matt Proes. We love you and don't stop watching our content. We bring more videos to you. Thanks and bye for now.